Hello, everybody. Tuesday, February 25th, a little after 7 p.m. Pacific time, we just finished the South Carolina Democratic debates. Glowing. Oh, glowing's me. I didn't even watch the debate. From what I saw, it was like, wow. It was, well, oh God, I can't even. It's just like, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Carrying Am. How are you? That was a. Oh, well, first I want to say, and this was to be expected. So Bernie's crushing lead after, after the Nevada caucus, if you add up Biden, Buttigieg, and Warren, all of their votes together out of Nevada, Bernie still beat them. So he is overwhelmingly in the lead, which was so hilarious. Like, Bernie's crazy ideas, he just keeps winning. That's why they're so crazy and they won't work, is because everyone wants them. So it's really, that's what, so you knew everyone was going to go after him today. And look, we haven't had Tulsi on the stage since October or September or something like that. So, this is, Bernie's kind of all alone up there. You saw all of a sudden Warren like Bernie and I we're the progressives, and being progressive. Look, Bernie's moving and showing we need progressive. All of a sudden she's like cozying up to Bernie. She's such just a flip-flopping opportunist. A couple debates ago, Bernie said women can't be president. Just bold-faced lies, and yeah, it was really bad. Hit the like button, man. Yeah, tomorrow's clips will all have Bloomberg being shown favorable. So he's been paying volunteers and paying staff members. That's clearly what is happening. But that's why that crowd kept booing, because they had a paid audience in there. That was Bloomberg had a paid audience in there. Because anytime Bloomberg said anything, they were just be like, woo! And so, and they were coached, and it's so obvious. So, but I want to talk about Pete Buttigieg wouldn't stop interrupting Bernie. I literally started screaming at the TV, shut the fuck up. And I tweeted it out. I was like, shut up. He just would talk over him. It was so annoying. Senator Sanders, your response? First of all, well, and then he would go into his Bernie thing during his allotted time. And then Pete would just turn and go, well, Senator Sanders, how are you going to pay for it? I'm a robot CIA asset that's paid by billionaires. Like, he's just such a weasel, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth, Pete. Shut the fuck up, you CIA asset. You wine cave, billionaire-funded, CIA-concocted weasel. Your big claim to fame is you gentrified downtown South Bend, Indiana, and didn't give a shit about the black neighborhood? Is that your claim to fame? And as we start unpacking his military record, we see Wine Cave Pete really wasn't the combat hero that we think he was. He had a cushy intelligence job. He wasn't like out on maneuvers. I've been over there as a comedian. I'll never know what combat is like, but I've seen infantry. I've seen combat units, and they're pretty intense people, and they get really mad when people who are in the service try to claim that they saw the shit or whatever. They actually called people like Wine Cave Pete wire huggers, is what the infantry called them. Meaning they stay within the wire, the safety of the confines of the base, while the infantry, they go out on patrol. That's what the combat units do. So that's what I think about him, man. So he's and he can't handle the fact, because he's been groomed. All these people who were just told, you're the chosen one, and they're all falling by the wayside. It's just like, and then, Klobuchar, but I'm funny, right? It's just Biden. I almost think Biden, it looks like Biden is probably realizing, well, if I don't win South Carolina, I'm out. Almost like Biden was kind of happy, like, well, this will be over soon. And the CBS, that one woman on CBS was just kissing Biden's ass left and right. Like the beginning of the debate, the CBS moderators had no control over it at all. The CBS moderators had no control over their own debate. Everyone's yelling and interrupting each other, and they didn't go, wait a minute, hold on. He's talking, you're next, wait, hold on. They didn't do that, just let everybody talk. They just let everybody talk. Like, it's crazy, man. Yeah, when they started, of course, they start Russiagating, and that is the thing that is such a bummer about Bernie. There's so many things I like. They asked him about the Brady bill, and he said, I got it wrong. I voted on a lot of things, and not all of them were right. And I love it when Bernie just owns things like that. I was wrong about voting for Afghanistan. I was wrong. He just says it. There's no backpedaling thing to attack. But when he pushes the Russia thing, it's like, oh, man. We talked about it on the Jimmy Dore show this weekend in San Jose and Sacramento. Everybody on the left that jumped on the Russia thing 3-4 years ago, it's being weaponized against Bernie, and now he's playing. I don't know why he's playing along with. He says things. He says things like, "Look, we've overthrown governments. We've done a lot of things." I'm glad when he points that stuff out. But Mr. Putin, I don't know. That's where I'm like, oh, man. Like most Americans, Nina Turner talked about this 2 years ago. She goes, most of the people in my district and my old district and all over the country, they don't give a shit about Russia. They're figuring out how to pay their bills and how to. So I don't know if just Bernie's just like playing politics and I don't know. I don't like hearing it though, man. I don't like hearing it at all. I really, Hit the like button. 515 people watching, 243 likes. Make sure you hit the like button. But let's talk more about Mayor Pete. So, hello everybody. You are watching The Political Vigilante, and we just saw Mayor Pete say a bunch of crazy stuff. He keeps trying to paint, it's so funny, he's like, Bernie's crazy. They're all trying to say Bernie's unelectable, right? Even though he's winning overwhelming. Bernie has more individual donors than any politician in the history, right? He doesn't take money from 40-some billionaires like Pete has. Warren has taken money from 6 billionaires, Klobuchar 21 billionaires, Biden 44 billionaires, Steyer and Bloomberg are billionaires. Like, that's who's on stage with Bernie. And one of the things Mayor Pete, Wine Cave Pete, hashtag CIA Pete, said was stuck in these old policies from the 60s. Here's what Nina Turner had to say. Hey Pete Buttigieg, the revolutionary politics of the 60s brought us the civil rights movement. Check your history. Also, gay rights. You know, in the 50s and in the 60s in many states, being gay was illegal. They could arrest you for being gay. Did you know that, Pete? They could arrest you for being gay. You love talking about you're gay, openly gay. You have a husband. You love touting that. The people in the 60s like Bernie Sanders, who got arrested in the 60s, that they helped actually you have rights. Did you know that? So when Bernie Sanders was doing stuff like this, the civil rights movement didn't just help end segregation for black people, it helped everybody's rights. He's been talking about gay rights for 4 decades as a politician. This is him in the 60s. This is the revolutionary in the 60s. So when you were this age in 2000, you actually wrote a paper when you were in high school talking about how you respected his socialism, his an open democratic socialist. You respected it. And now you're saying we don't need that old stuff from the old. No, this is what we need more of. This is what we need more of. This attitude. Not flip-floppy centrism and everything else. This is what we need more of. You know what we don't need? We don't need more of this. Right? We don't need more of this.
We renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Trump just said America will never be a socialist country, right? I love pointing this out because this isn't just, and we're about to see Senator Warren stand up. Because if Pete, there she is right there. Warren just stood up right there. Pete would stand for this. He loves it. This is who the corporate Democratic Party is. This is who they are. And you see it every night on stage when we do these Democratic debates. This is who they are. And it's just insane to me. And I want to show you this. And they tried to make socialism a bad word. And Bernie Sanders just talks about, look, how about this quote from Dr. King? Something is wrong with the economic system of our nation. Something is wrong with capitalism. This is in 1966. Maybe America must move toward democratic socialism. We must develop programs that will drive the nation to the realization of the need for a guaranteed annual income. 1966. This is another, I talk about this a lot. There's so many speeches like this where he talks about democratic socialism, where he talks about why are we in war, spending all this money in Vietnam. Why the Poor People's Campaign, that was Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign. These get buried. The corporate media that is capitalist through its core. Liz Warren likes talking about all the injustices that happened to her as a woman, right? But she's still a capitalist. Dr. King didn't agree with you. Warren didn't agree with Wine Cave Pete, didn't agree with CIA Pete, didn't agree with Joe Biden, didn't agree with Klobuchar's incremental centrism, didn't even agree that Bloomberg and Steyer should exist. This is what he said in 1966. There's all these speeches that we've never heard. You have to dig on the internet to find these speeches. We hear the I Have a Dream speech, which is a great speech. But they put that one front and center. They don't talk about the democratic socialist ones. They don't talk about the ones that are so critical of capitalism and how cruel it is and how capitalism creates poverty. Capitalism creates a need for war. And the only people that go to war are the poor. That's what this is about. So this is right on. The revolutionary politics of the 60s brought us the civil rights movement. So Pete doesn't think that this mattered. Because this man wasn't in a wine cave talking to billionaires and being groomed by the CIA. The CIA actually tracked him. The CIA probably had him killed. So that's who Pete is. That's who Wine Cave Pete is. Sellout. He's losing this election. Let me ask you this question. You remember this 4 years ago? Any of the primaries in my adult life? I don't remember this many candidates still in the race after 3 primaries have already happened. 3 states, 2 caucuses and a voting primary. Bernie won all of the generals. He won Iowa. The shadow app that Pete Buttigieg's campaign funded, we showed you that. The FEC showed that Pete Buttigieg, this is a matter of public record, this isn't like tinfoil hat conspiracy shit. I love Sam Tripoli. But this is just, look, this isn't crazy conspiracy theory. The FEC pointed it out. They gave money to Shadow. Shadow was run by a woman that was an open Buttigieg supporter. That's how corrupt, even with all that corruption, Bernie won the general in Iowa. Even with the fake coin tosser where the guy's shaking the quarter around in his hand, waiting till he finds the right side. And you're going to tell me Russia is hacking our elections? The DNC is hacking our elections. The CIA are hacking our elections. The CIA had this man monitored because he wanted to unify people with this anti-capitalist message. And they're afraid because Bernie's democratic socialism is resonating all over the country. And they know it. And they're trying to sell the undecided Democratic voters. That's what this debate was for. You got to read the language, because when everyone other than Bernie talks, including the moderators, that's how you can tell what the message is. They're trying to show Bernie as unelectable against Trump. Sure, he can win in a couple hippie states like Nevada, But they tried to put the gun thing around his neck. It's like, I wish Bernie would have brought up the 94 crime bill. We'll get to that later. But this is why Pete Buttigieg is full of it, and he wouldn't shut up. Thanks for watching, folks. Like, share, and subscribe. Get these videos out there. Hey, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button. Even if you've done it before, YouTube is undoing that, and they're unsubscribing people. Make sure you're subscribed. Share the videos out on your social media. Support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and come see Ron Placone and I on the road for the Progressive Comedy Tour. February, we're in Tucson and San Francisco. March, we are in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. April, we are in Seattle and Portland, Oregon. And May, we are in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Cleveland. All my tour dates are at grahamelwood.com. We're probably coming to a city near you. Join us. You show up alone, you leave a part of a community. Boom.